But in your defense, I was looking at some of the sales figures of the Mustang that year. And actually, the IROC sold a lot more. If I remember correctly, it was something like 39,000. I'll go check my notes. The IROC had something like 39,000 sales. The Mustang, I think, was 32 or 33. But the Buick Grand National was only, I think it was less than 6,000 units were sold in 1986. Yeah, so it seems like 1987, that was the year that everything really literally took off for the Grand National. So in your defense, I don't think anybody knew in 1986 it was going to be the car that it would end up being.
No. And I raced, well, I wasn't really racing. I was just taking off fast. But he took off faster than me. It was a Regal T-Type.
T-Type.
I had no clue what that was. I thought it was just my neighbor's car, something like that. So then that's when I learned about them.
Okay. So
why the old guy on Telegraph with that? What is that? Grand Sport? Remember?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute too. Look, a classic moment.
Like I wasn't even there.
That was a classic moment because we won't go into the other cars that you own until a later date. But obviously, when I was a little kid, I remember you street racing in those other cars, and this was to me like your return back to the street. And so when I think about you getting that car, I was 16 years old in high school. And that was at that time, that ended up being one of the coolest cars to own. And here my father now has one. So, obviously you still remember, and shout out to Kelton. Kelton, I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but shout out to you, Kelton, because you had the baddest ride in our high school, that 72 lime green with white stripes, orange green Cutlass, and he raced you. So how did that race go down?
And beat him. and missed again and still beat him. But I kind of used that psychology on him, went under the hood, pretend I was doing something, all that. Wasn't doing anything. By him being a kid, he thought I was doing something special. Didn't do a thing. That already had him nervous.
Where did y'all race at?
On Telegraph.
Oh, man.
As soon as we made the right turn, nobody was around, we just took off.
Oh, we got a special guest person joining us for this conversation because I figure, again, your impact was just on another level. So we got a special guest, somebody else that is another reason why I wanted to choose this car. That to me, this is what made it even more special. So feel free, special guests, to come on and share your stories of what you remember about the 1986 Mustang GT.